Kia ora all, Jeremy Downing from TeachFest NZ here. So it is the end of week 5 of term 4. A few weeks ago, I did a video blog about one of my classes that was giving me particular trouble, and I was very exhausted, if you remember that video. So that class, that junior class, has continued to be a challenge for me through the whole year. And really, it's been an exercise of sharpening my teacher tools constantly, consistently, finding new ways to build that relationship with them, capture them, engage them, manage the behavior in the classroom. And it all came to a head about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I'd say, where it was probably the worst it's been. I think as they've grown up, as they've got a bit older, as they have come to the end of the year, as they've sort of taken over the school because the seniors have left, a lot of issues were popping up. And I thought, 5, 6 weeks to go, do I just suffer it? Do I just give up effectively and just suffer it till the end of the year? And I almost did. I'll be honest. I was just like, I cannot be bothered working through another strategy to, make this work. And I thought, no, it's not good enough. They need to learn. They want to learn. And it's my job to make that happen. And also, if I don't work on some of these issues now, why am I expecting to suddenly be very good at it at the start of next year? So around this time, I also got a whole lot of survey results back, which we have to do as part of TeachFest NZ. And the survey results are a pretty tough pill to swallow. 2 of my classes, really good survey results in terms of the way students viewed the classroom. One of my challenging classes was pretty low. And in reality, it aligned with how I felt about the classroom as well. So I decided to feed back some of the results to that class, and I communicated to them through a couple of key graphs that they knew that I had high expectations of them. They knew that I cared about their thoughts and ideas, but they all agreed that behavior was an issue. And the last one I ended on was all of them have said that they strongly feel that they hate the behavior in the classroom. So from that position, I was able to say, okay, we're all on the same page here. We want to do some good work. We know that we know that the teacher values that. How can we make this work? And I put myself in a really vulnerable position, and I did feel very vulnerable, and they were effectively able to tell me anything they wanted about my classroom or my teaching. And there were a couple of students that, said not very helpful feedback. Like, your classes are boring, and, give us more food, that kind of stuff, which in reality, they've really enjoyed some of my units, and I know that that's not the issue in the class. So what was cool to see was some students really rising to the challenge. They stood up, they gave me really good feedback about what needed to happen. You shush us more than teach us was a really good piece of feedback. We want to have more say in our topics that we choose. And through that, we were able to come to an understanding of what needed to happen. I then co-constructed some consequences to the expectations, breaking the expectations I have in the classroom, so they were able to have some buy-in to what those consequences were. And over the next few days after those lessons, the class had a complete turnaround. Like, I couldn't even believe it was the same class. My mentors and observers that came in were really amazed at how it went. And it was a really big lesson for me to include the students in a way that is structured but constructive. And then it hasn't been smooth sailing since then, I'll be honest. I had a lesson yesterday with this class that was like a punch in the guts. But today they have been brilliant again. So it's a roller coaster ride, and just constantly trying to find new solutions to engage students and get them on board. Fun times, the joy of teaching. I'm a lot happier though than I was a few weeks ago when I was completely and utterly exhausted near the end of term 3 with the behaviour management of that class. So almost at the end of the term. This weekend we have the Pōwhiri welcoming the next cohort of TeachFest NZ participants. Very excited about that, meeting them, welcoming them into the Akomata Tupu Whānau. And then it's smooth sailing to the end of the year. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to that break. Until next time, ka kite anō.